Hi everyone, it's David from Listening to UK. Today's the 11th of March. I read the news today that Paul Cosford, the Public Health Medical Director for England, talked about the transport planners taking more concern around air pollution, particularly around schools and nurseries, but also just simply to make our roads that much cleaner, that much safer when they're planning. This is a good example. This is the A3 in Wandsworth. What you've got here is 3 lanes of A3 traffic, which bottleneck into a single lane to go down West Hill and merge with the South Circular Road. So every morning we have the same problem, which is the 2 lanes of A3 traffic that come up, pass underneath Tibbetts Corner, then spread out into a 3rd lane, even though a few hundred meters later they're going to turn and converge into a single lane. Now, a big issue is this is a very popular bus stop for children who go to the school just down the road, and the downside obviously is, let's just go down to a child's height, which is about here, is that while they're here we're going to have vehicles which will just keep on coming and stopping and idling and then accelerating right next to where children are advised to wait by TfL. Now, if it's a baby in a buggy, then they'll actually be a lot lower and a lot closer, and obviously if they're in a buggy, the buggy gets pushed out a bit closer towards the curb, so they end up level with the exhaust of some rather large diesel vehicles. Now, every time a vehicle accelerates, it releases around 10 times the emissions as a moving vehicle. Every time a vehicle idles, it's twice the emissions, TfL say, almost twice the emissions. So when vehicles are stopping and then accelerating 30, 40, 50 times as they do to travel the 1 mile down to get to the South Circular Road, then that's a huge amount of unnecessary pollution. When they have to stop and they have to idle, if they're idling this close to where children are waiting for a bus, it means that children are breathing huge volumes of toxic air. Remember that children are so much closer to the vehicle exhaust, so they're breathing, research says, up to 60% more than an adult, because they're that much closer to the exhaust pipe of the vehicle. In addition to that, they breathe a lot more rapidly, and they actually breathe in 2 to 3 times more air than an adult relative to their body size. Obviously they've got underdeveloped lungs and immune system, so the impact on children is just so much more than we're being told and being made aware of. There's so much more we can do, and we really must act. Okay, we're on West Hill, the A3. Ahead of us we've got 3 lanes of A3 traffic. It should actually be 2 lanes, but as the 2 lanes come up from the A3, they spread into a 3rd lane. Those 3 lanes then come along and converge into a single lane to go down West Hill and join with the South Circular Road. As you can see, it's backed right up the hill. Now the question is, would it be better if we simply held the traffic, asked the drivers to turn their engines off, and simply said, well, we're going to hold you for 2 or 3 minutes, you'll still be able to catch up with exactly the same vehicle that was in front of you in 2 or 3 minutes time, but rather than accelerate and brake 10, 20, 30 times, each time releasing 10 times the emission, we'll just ask you to stay still, turn your engine off, wait for 2 or 3 minutes, and then drive past. I mean, the levels of the fumes I can smell right now is unbelievable. It's just hundreds of vehicles accelerating, braking, idling, accelerating, braking, and then idling. It is the worst possible way for vehicles to be managed to drive. The idea of urban planning, Transport for London, allowing 2 lanes of vehicles to spread into 3 lanes to then bottleneck into a single lane, forcing vehicles to have to come and idle right next to the bus shelter. Just for reference, if we go further up this road underneath the underpass, it actually comes out next to Putney Common. So if we didn't have this 3rd lane here and vehicles did back up slightly with the other 2 lanes, they would be idling next to trees rather than next to houses, apartments, and across the road a nursery, and further down the road a primary school and another school with 1,100 children.